Okay, hello guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maya Sirkalovich and I am so thankful and happy to have you with me at this video. Okay, so this is my first video doing the whole shebang with the lights and the camera and the monitor. So if you see me looking up a bunch, that's where my monitor is. And I just want to make sure that everything is looking a-okay for you guys. So today I am going to be doing a look that I did over the weekend. I wasn't really able to actually take any pictures with it, but it was a super easy, soft glam. Didn't take me too long and it was still super cute and very, you know, it looked like I tried, but I didn't actually try that much because I didn't actually have that much time, which happens to me a lot when I'm actually going out because, you know, I always end up taking a nap before I go out or any of those things, so, you know, that's just the way it is. And then I'm also going to be telling you guys some information about me and just kind of giving you the rundown because I am completely new to YouTube. I'm new to this kind of stuff and I really want to try my best to do this, and you know, I'm gonna need some, you know, patience from you guys and with figuring out all this technology stuff, and we will see. I have my little background. I'm in my bathroom, so I tried to make a nice little background for you guys, so here we go. Let's try it out. So I'm going to be starting with my face. I am kind of breaking out. You guys probably know that I don't really, if you know me personally, I don't really have the best skin in the world. I'm actually trying a new thing called Curology, and so I'll be keeping you guys updated. I literally just started it today, so I don't know how good it's gonna be or if it's gonna work for me, but we'll see. We're gonna figure it out. So anyway, ignore my little beauty marks. This side doesn't look so bad. It's this side that's always kind of bad. And I always have texture on my forehead, so I'm just getting it out there right now that I do not have perfect skin, and 99% of the time I, you know, try not to wear a lot of makeup, but it's also really hard when you really like makeup and you like playing around with it and all that stuff. So we're going to be getting started here. I do like to start with the Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. It's this little guy. I got the little tester bottle thing. I don't have the full size quite yet, just because I don't think I really need it, and you use so little anyway. And this is good if you want to prep for your concealer and stuff like that, and then it has vitamin C in it, so it's gonna help with the wrinkles, fine lines. And I know I'm young, but they really say you should start with a anti-wrinkle cream or anti, you know, an under eye cream as soon as possible, just because even I have wrinkles down there, and even though I'm still only 21, about to be 22, I think it's still really important it's a very delicate area, so you just want to make sure that it's being primed and you're not being too aggressive when you're going in with your concealer or anything like that. I'm also going to be going in with the Banana Primer, the Henriksen one. I really like this one. It helps with your complexion with just appearing brighter, and for me, I don't have really problems with dullness, but I do have problems with dark spots because I do have acne and I have acne scars. So it is really something that I do like, and it's very hydrating, believe it or not. As someone who has acne, I don't actually have super oily skin. I only get oily skin in my T-zone. So this is a perfect combination type primer, and it really has that tackiness that's going to help your foundation stay on. And I try to get it around my nose because my nose gets really dry and red, and so I do try to put that all over. And I used to use mattifying primers, but I've actually learned from another YouTuber that that's probably not very good, and her dermatologist actually said not to, because it's gonna like eventually over time fill in your pores more than it's actually going to be helping with, you know, like your pore, like it helps in the short term with pores and filling them in, but then it actually can cause acne, cause congestion, and then over time your pores will just get larger because they keep getting filled by a pore filling primer, if that makes any sense. I also, I am like a two-person primer. I like to go in with the Tarte Quench. It's like this jelly consistency. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like this clear blue, oops, it fell down. This clear blue consistency, and I really concentrate that on the perimeter of my face, especially in my smile lines, because I get like 2 dry patches like right here. And I don't understand why, and it really annoys me, but you know, I just have that perfect combination skin that's just, you know, really sensitive to a lot of things. And so I'm tapping that in, and it kind of gives your skin that luminosity, and like I think that's a lot from that Banana Bright face primer, because it has that vitamin C and it's gonna make your skin really bright and just luminous. And you know, I like the way my skin feels with both those primers, and because I go in with a foundation that's like a little bit it's not, I wouldn't say it's dry, but it's definitely not hydrating. It really helps with keeping my skin just really hydrated while I have my foundation on. So, okay. So instead of talking about the products, I'm probably going to start just introducing myself. I kind of got carried away because I'm learning a lot about these products, and I just want to like talk a lot about them. But this is like a get ready with me, even though it's totally, what time is it? It's like almost 10 o'clock here, and I'm not going out. So I don't know why I'm getting ready. I'm not getting ready for a particular reason or event. I just really wanted to film. So, and I'll link all the products that I'm using down below. So, okay, what do you guys need to know about me? Okay, so I am 21. I'm about to be 22. I turned 22 in, I think like 2 weeks, something like that. 2 weeks from Monday, this upcoming Monday. So I am 21. I am a senior in college. I go to Kalamazoo College in Michigan. So for all of you who are new subscribers and maybe don't know actually me personally, I live in Michigan. I live in Kalamazoo, Michigan, which yes is a real place. I get that a lot, that like, oh, that can't be a real place, what a weird name, but it's a real place. Let's see, I'm a biology major, psych minor, and I'm pre-med, so I'm getting ready to hopefully go to medical school one day. But there's actually a pretty big reason why I started really getting into beauty and makeup, is because I needed to find something that was going to really allow me to express myself artistically. Just because like being a biology major, being a scientist, like you're so like, you can get kind of stuck in your ways and tend to do things like constantly always the same way or the same time, and like you kind of feel like you have no artistic, you don't really like have a way to like artistically express yourself. And so I think that's why I got really into makeup, because I just ended up realizing like, oh my gosh, like I can never really like do what I want to do with science. Like you're always kind of told like, okay, you're going to do this next, and you're going to do this next, and then this is the like product you should be getting, or like the result you should be getting, and if you don't, then like something went wrong, or our hypothesis was wrong. And so with makeup, like I'm not an artistic person at all, which is kind of crazy, but like I found art in makeup, which is like, sounds super cheesy, but it's just like something that I ended up really enjoying and liking. And I over time kind of realized like that's my art. That's like my expressive way I do things. Okay guys, so I am back. Eyebrows are on. It looks kind of weird when I don't have any eyeshadow on, but like only my eyebrows done. It's kind of weird. But in case you guys are wondering, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Brow Wiz in a dark brown. And then I also used the MAC Shape and Shade Brow Tint. And this is like actually like kind of like, it looks like a eyeliner pen, and that can help like imitate little hairs just because I have already really thick eyebrows, if you haven't noticed, which is actually super awesome because I used to horribly overpluck, and so the fact that I have like nice thick brows, like I don't even care if they're like extra or bold or like what have you, like I love my brows. Even though they're totally sisters, not twins, obviously you can clearly tell that they are like totally not the same shape at all. I still really like them, and they look super exaggerated on the camera, but like I really don't think they're that much different, but you know, they could be. And then to set them in place, I used the Gimme Brow by Benefit. I always go the wrong way. Focus. There it is. Gimme Brow by Benefit. So let's get into the eyes real quick, and then we can get into maybe my family, if you guys don't mind. I like to talk about them. They're kind of cool people, so that's just what we're going to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Oh wait, hold on, did I use this one? Yes, I did. So here she is. She's so pretty. I've clearly used some of these, like, quite a bit. Whoops. But, we're gonna be going in with this shade right here. It's called Burnt Orange in my crease. And we're just going to be going in while also talking about my family. So, for those of you that do not know, I am Bosnian. So, my parents were born in Bosnia, and so were my sisters. And then I was born, obviously, in the United States after them. So, for those of you that do not know a lot of history about Bosnia, there was actually a war there that started in 1992, and so my parents actually left in 1992, pretty much right when the war started. They had obviously my sisters already, so they had like 2 young children with them, and they didn't really want to like wait around and see how it was gonna go, so they ended up fleeing. And so with the help of a Jewish refugee camp group, they were able to go to Spain. And so that's where they lived for about 6 months. And my dad had previously known people in the United States. So he was actually able to get help from some of the people that he knew there. And so that's actually what ended up happening. He ended up, all of them ended up moving to Ohio. And then a few years later, I was born. So I was born in Ohio. So I have 2 older sisters. One is 31 and the other is 36. And so I am definitely like the baby, like no doubt about it. Oh, look how pretty this color is. Sorry, I was just looking at it in the monitor and I was like, oh, she's pretty. I'm by far the youngest of all of us girls. So I grew up with pretty much my dad, my mom, and my sisters. Now my oldest sister, she was already pretty, like, I would say by the time I, like, started, like, actually doing stuff, like, I feel like when you're, like, 3-ish, like, you start, like, kind of remembering things, but not really. I'm just gonna take that color on the lower lash line. So by the time I was like around 3, 4, 5, she was already in college. So like I didn't really grow up with my oldest sister, Iris, much. Like she wasn't like actually like living in the house with us, obviously. So I like mostly like remember spending a lot of time with my sister and my parents, and then my grandma also lived with us. So my grandma was the one that was like kind of taking care of me on like an everyday basis, and I was like hanging out with her because my mom was still in school when I was younger. So until I started going to daycare and all this stuff, like I only pretty much knew Bosnian because that was what my grandma and I would speak to each other. So my first language is technically Bosnian, but I do like to say technically because like now obviously my English is very good. Excuse me. My English is very good. So it's not like I have like an accent or anything like that. It's just that that is my first language technically. So my grandma and my parents obviously still like all live together, and then us girls, my oldest sister lives in Minnesota with her husband and their 4 kids, and then my middle sister lives in Royal Oak, which is like a metro of Detroit if you're not from Michigan. So that's pretty much where we all are. We're very, very close. We're a really close family. My oldest sister, like I mentioned before, she does have 4 kids, so our family did expand quite a bit since, you know, when I was younger. Like we had a pretty very close-knit family, and we still do, and I don't really have many relatives that are here. Like I have a lot of relatives that are in Europe, and so, you know, like we are very close, and we're kind of like all that each other have. And obviously like going through the war and everything, you know, I think that it was really important to my parents that we stay very close and like a very close family. And so yeah, I've been very, very blessed with an incredibly supportive and amazing family. My sisters are so amazing and have taught me so much about myself, and my parents have set such a great example, and they're such hard workers, and to like go through what they went through, I am so incredibly like blessed to have such amazing people, because you know they could have honestly just given up and been like, okay, well this really crappy thing happened to us, like now we're just gonna like give up. But they worked hard and they did everything they could to make sure that we had as great of a life as possible. And even though it wasn't always easy, I know that they did all that they could to help us, and I am forever grateful. So thank you guys so much if you're watching this. But I don't want to get like super duper sappy about it, but anyway. Okay, so that was my family. So they live, my parents live back where I'm from, which is East Lansing, Michigan. And so that's not too far away from here. Ooh. That's not too far away from Kalamazoo. They're like only like an hour or so apart, or hour and a half. So I still go home quite often and I see them a lot, which is really nice. But when I was applying to colleges, I kind of like didn't really, I was like kind of just applying all over because I just wanted to like explore my options and all that stuff. But I am super duper glad that I ended up kind of staying around here, just, you know, because I have my whole life to go and move to like a bunch of places and explore the world. And so I am glad, like, for the most part that I ended up staying somewhat close, because then I can like see my family when I want to, and it is super great. And like if I have doctor's appointments and stuff like that, it's not like I have to like go crazy distances just to like have a doctor's appointment. So I do really like that. And they'll like, it's nice because they got to come and like watch me play tennis and all this stuff. And I feel like, you know, a lot of their like high school, like my high school experience was cut short because I was like out for a whole year. Like you don't understand how like a whole year, like that is really a lot. A little short like watching me play because of that whole year that I was out and I was injured. And so that really sucked. And I know that they really like now that they can come and watch me and you know, even though I was injured a lot in college too, like it's just nice that they were able to come and support, because I know some of my teammates like are from out of town, out of state, and they don't like have the ability to have their parents come whenever they want, and so I was really like grateful for that. Okay, so let's see, what else can I talk about? I guess I can talk about kind of basics. So you guys know that I am 21, I am in college, I eventually want to go to medical school, and I want to become an OBGYN. So, you know, hopefully that'll end up happening and all of you can come see me and I can deliver your babies. Okay, so let's see. While I've been in college, I've been involved in a bunch of things. I'm very passionate about sexual assault awareness, sexual assault education, and so I am involved in that on my campus too. I'm involved in a group called the Sexual Peer Educators at K, and I really like it. I think it's something that's super important, and obviously, like, I know everyone has their own opinion or yada yada yada, but like it is something that is super important to me, and I really don't like hide it at all. Like, I'm pretty vocal about it, so I guess if like you don't have the same views as me, sorry, but I'm also not ever going to change my views, because I think it's something that is so incredibly important and something that needs to be talked about, and that's just that. Like, you know, I'm very vocal, and I think that a lot of people don't tend to like that because, you know, it's very taboo subjects, and I understand that, like, there's a time and a place for everything, and I don't think I've ever been one to, like, not know my place or not know when it's, like, a good situation to be in, so I've always been one to, like, you know, like, even if I really want to talk about something, if I realize it's not, like, the time or place, I won't. And I think people think that because I'm vocal and because I'm, like, very open about my, you know, thoughts about a lot of things, that I, like, don't know how to control myself. And that's not true. And that's definitely a big assumption I think people make about me a lot. It's just like how they're like, oh, well, like, if you're so open and so, like, you know, talkative on social media and stuff like that, like, you wouldn't know how to, like, how to handle yourself in a public situation. That's just not true. Like, I have enough awareness to know when to, like, say, okay, this is the time to talk about this and this is the time to not. And I think at 20, almost 22, like, I am fully aware of when to talk about something and when not to talk about something. So, you know, like, I'm gonna mention stuff, but, like, also I know when it's not the right time or place, and I think that is totally okay too. Like, I think, and if someone doesn't have my opinion, like, I'm totally okay with that. It's just, do you have stuff to back it up? Like, if you don't have stuff to back it up, or if you're just gonna be defensive and not like what I have to say, then, like, we're not gonna have that good of a conversation then. Because if you're just gonna fight me on everything, but you don't actually, like, have much to prove, then, you know. And so that's a big reason why I think I tend to have, like, a very close group of girlfriends, and especially just, like, friends in general, because I tend to find that, like, once you get, like, more and more people in your friend group, like, the more and more you find that, like, people just are, like, not in your life for the best intentions. And not saying that, like, if you have a big group of friends that, like, there's one person in the group of friends that's, like, out to get you or anything like that. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I also do think, like, in retrospect, like, keeping a small group of people in your corner is super duper important, just for, like, in general, just knowing that, like, that group of people have, like, the best intentions for you, and they aren't, like, doing things for their own alternative motives. And so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. I'm just saying, like, I've never been one to have a huge group of friends, and like even in high school, like I really had a very like small group of people, and then from there, like the people I kept friends with like outside of college or like outside of high school when I got to college like got even smaller, because it's like, okay, well, you gotta make an effort, like even if we didn't go to the same school, like I still want you to like act like you like me, you know? So the people that are my friends now that are like, you know, from high school or just like from like early on in my life, like y'all are the OGs, and I'm very grateful for those people, because like you really, in this day and age, I don't know how you can get like true friends anymore, just because I feel like everyone is so like, I don't know how like loyal people are anymore. This is getting a lot deeper than I thought it was gonna be, but like, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like how like loyal are genuinely people? Like, are they always out for their own good, or do they like really want the best for you? I don't know, like I hope they want the best for me, but also like I think people are inherently selfish, so you know, it's gonna be difficult if like something that's best for you isn't best for them. So with that being said, I guess the thing that you need to know about me is like I'm very close to like the friends that I have, and I've never been one to like have a huge friend group and have a huge clique and like be a part of like the super popular people, even though like people would assume because I'm super outgoing and super like and I like talking that I would be like the life of the party, and I really don't. And I actually really genuinely sometimes hate like social gatherings and like going out and stuff. It's not really my thing that much. So, you know, it's just, it is what it is. So, okay, what else do you need to know about me? So I am Jewish. I don't know if you guys can see my Star of David, but I wear it almost all the time and I absolutely love it. It's from Italy. And so I am Jewish, and I actually was super duper involved with like youth group growing up. And so I'm gonna finish up my face since my eyes are done. I was super involved in youth group growing up. I was a part of like a youth group for obviously like high school, like people that are in high school that are Jewish. It's called NIFTY, North American Federation of Temple Youth. I think it's still called that. I really hope so. And so I was involved in that. There was like a specific part for Michigan, you know, Jewish high schoolers that were Jewish. And so I pretty much got involved in that. And so I ended up meeting like quite a few of my friends, funny enough, from doing this youth group. And so I'm still friends with quite a few of them to this day. And so kind of going back to like who stuck around like after high school, like I have quite a few friends that actually ended up sticking around after high school, and some of them are my Jewish youth group girls, so I'm super happy about that, and like I'm very grateful for them because, you know, like to stick around through like a really weird time in your life, like especially like the transition from high school to college is, you know, kind of a weird time in everyone's life, and I feel like everyone's just kind of like not sure what to do, and they're like kind of jumping into this whole new thing with whole new people that they don't know. And I just feel like if you stuck around with me through that period of time, then like you are an OG, and I'm so happy to have you in my life. And then obviously I met people in college, I met my roommate, I, you know, met my teammates, and like even though tennis wasn't always like the most like positive thing in my life, like finding like some of my like OGs, like my teammates that just like I love and care about so much. Like that was so important to me to like be able to get over like whatever it was that I was going through. And so, you know, finding my teammates, and obviously like I found so many friends in college, and it was such an amazing experience. And I'm starting to like get all like emotional and weird about it because it's like coming to an end. I only have, let me think. I think I only have like 2 weeks of class left or something like that. Maybe it's 3. I don't know. I think it's 2. On Friday it'll be 2. So like my time in college is over, and then I feel like real life hits, you know what I'm saying? I love this blush from Hourglass. It's so pretty. Look at it. Look at it. It's a coral, and I just love it. It's from their Ambient Lighting Blush collection, and they also have like an ambient bronzer. And it's so pretty, and it has like the perfect amount of like sheen to it. It's still kind of like colorful, not colorful, shimmery, but obviously it's colorful. It's shimmery, but not like, whoa, your like whole entire like cheek is glowing. Like I have a nice glow about me. These are like all my favorite products that I'm using, and I'll link them all down below. I just wanted to do like a get to know me type situation instead of like, okay guys, so my camera totally just died on me, so I'm just gonna finish up the rest of the video on my phone because I really want to get it out to you guys, and I don't want to have to wait to finish up with my camera charging. I totally probably should have checked whether it was charged or not. Might be, but pretty much I am just going to put on some lip stuff, and then I'm going to end up putting on some highlighter, and then I will show you guys the final look and give you guys some of my last little concluding thoughts. So just give me 2 seconds. Alright guys, here's the finished look. I hope you guys like it, even though I totally did not finish it on camera. Sorry about that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you want a part 2 of this video and me chit-chatting some more, I think I was in the middle of talking about like my Jewish experience and being a part of a youth group in high school. I would totally like to talk more about it, but I also don't want this video to be like a bajillion years long. So if you have more questions or want to get to know me a little bit more, definitely comment down below if you would like a part 2 of this video, or comment down below any type of content that you would like to see from me. I kind of did a neutral glam today. I really liked this look when I went out the other night, and it's literally just a shadow and then like the Stila product. And so I definitely would love to make more content for you guys, but obviously I want to do this for you and whatever content you want to see. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will definitely make sure next time my camera will not die on me. And with that being said, hugs and kisses to everybody, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!